What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're here with another free agency rebuild, as we had another team that was pretty active in free agency. Of course, their main priority got kind of derailed because of something that was out of their control, but they did acquire a couple players this offseason. We're talking about the Pistons, obviously. Today we're going to jump in and rebuild the Detroit Pistons in 2K25 after they have acquired Duncan Robinson and LeVert, and of course, Malik Beasley was the main priority, but we all kind of know what happened there. So let's just go ahead and jump in and rebuild the Pistons in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. If you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. I'm recording this immediately after the Blazers Summer League game that just happened. So Young Hansen's debut, that was a ton of fun. But that all being said, we're talking about the Pistons. Oh yeah, one other thing I need to say is that if you've been downloading my share scenario, I've been like updating it, with a few updates every single day. The minor moves that have happened, like Isaiah Jackson just got his contract with the Pacers, so that has been updated. So just small things like that. And one thing I also decided to do was update the Jazz uniforms, because we all know they're going away from those yellow ones, or people were informing me yesterday in the comment section the Jazz rebuild. So yeah, that's done. So I will say, other recording this video, the Pistons technically do have another roster spot they need to fill. They only have 13 players on a contract right now. So you are required to have 14 going into this season. And there's a few teams that are like that. But I don't want to wait any longer. And obviously, moves just really aren't happening for the most part. But again, they acquired LeVert and Duncan Robinson. So there was a lot of rumors about them also getting Malik Beasley. Or sorry, not Malik Beasley is what I talked about. But we all know what happened there. I don't really need to get into it. Gambling, we all know. But the other rumor was that they were going to get Malik Monk in return for Dennis Schroeder. That didn't end up materializing. I would have loved that for them a lot. Unfortunately, that did not go through. As we know, they only got a second-round pick instead, as Schroeder went to Sacramento. So we need to figure out who that last roster spot is going to be. So if we take a look at it, we got Cade, Marcus Sasser, we got Ivy, LeVert, and Robinson. We have Asar Thompson, we have Tobias Harris, Ron Holland, and then Bobby. We have Duran and Isaiah Stewart. So really, we probably don't need to sign anybody part of the rotation necessarily. So we just need to sign kind of whoever we want, whether it's just kind of a veteran. I was kind of reading some articles, and one article from Detroit suggested like a Trey Lyles thing, which I guess would be fine too. But I think I'll just bring in, it really, like I said, it really doesn't matter too much. So like Trey Lyles is technically here, so I will go ahead and give him a one-year deal. Why not? I don't know if he's going to play much, but to fill that last spot, I don't know if that's what the Pistons will do in real life. Let's go look at the player progression. So we got Cade up to 93, 85 Duran, 84 Asar Thompson, 83 Ivy. So the biggest thing for the Pistons, obviously going into this season, we all know, successful year last year, they made the playoffs. The biggest thing will be getting Ivy back, because I feel like Detroit needed to add a second player to take some pressure off of Cade. Well, technically they still have that in Ivy to be the hopeful guy that's able to do that. So that's what we're going to kind of find out. So Robinson, of course, got a contract, and I kind of knew it was going to age well in 2K. Robinson's not a player that's very beloved in 2K, so I'm not surprised to see him go down in overall already. But with him getting paid as much as he is, being the, I guess, Malik Beasley replacement, he is going to play this upcoming season. So let's go look at the rotation for year one, and let's figure out if Ivy is the guy or not, because I think that's going to be the biggest question going into this first season. So here is the rotation we're going to be running in year one. We have Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Asar Thompson, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duran, LeVert, Sasser, Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, and Duncan Robinson. One thing I'm 100% confident about in this team is I know Cade, Asar, and Jalen Duran are going to be our locked and loaded point guard, small forward, center trio for the whole video. I don't plan on changing that. I want to see what Ivy's going to be able to do at the 2 guard. I have a lot of confidence in it going well, but we're going to, find out. So what are the shots in C's? That's one thing we need to focus on right now. So obviously Cade is super high, but Ivy definitely needs to kind of have that second notch there. So I like that. LeVert, the 74 off the bench, and that is what we'll roll with. So I will more than likely see you got the trade deadline, because one thing we have to, mention is that Ivy is on his expiring. Same thing with Duran. So both of them do need to be paid. Like, are the Pistons going to pay both of them in real life? That I'm not sure. What kind of season is Ivy going to have? It's going to be a lot of, it's going to be interesting to watch. So let's sum of this first season. If a deadline trade happens, or if something happens, I will show you. But hopefully this team is able to kind of have a repeat of what they did last year, and we're in the playoffs. But so far, things are not off to a good start. We're currently at the trade deadline as we're 21 and 29. And honestly, this record isn't even really doing us justice because most of the season we were really bad. We just snuck into being like a play-in team. We were like the 14th seed in the East at one point. So if we would have reached the trade deadline as the 14th seed, I think I would have made some crazy changes here. But there are still some crazy things we could technically do because I kind of looked at team intel. Like I said, I really would have loved to have seen the Pistons make a like aggressive pursuit for somebody, but I totally understand being patient at the same time. But maybe the deadline, that is where that time comes. So as you can see, our target list is pretty crazy right now. We got Jaren Jackson, Jaylen Brown, and Giannis Antetokounmpo all as options. The reason why we have it that way is if we look, of course, at the Bucks. Let's start there. They are selling, and Giannis is not untouchable right now, which is pretty interesting. And then Boston is horrible, obviously with Tatum being out. So Jaylen Brown becomes kind of an interesting target for us. And then Jaren Jackson, of course, makes sense with them rebuilding. So those are the three guys that I would love to add to this team. So let's go ahead and start with the big one. So if we try to get Giannis on this team, I have no idea what that's even going to look like. But imagine a pairing of Giannis and Cade going forward. I could get behind that. So let's say we gave them Jaden Ivey. And we're going to need Tobias Harris's contract in here as well. And let's say it's like... Ron Holland's probably going to be part of the trade, which I'm actually kind of surprised to see his trade value so damn high in this scenario. I didn't think it was really ever like that, but let's say they gave us, I don't know, AJ Green, I guess. So Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris, Ron Holland for Giannis. And then do we even have our pick by the, or okay, we do. 2026 first, which is actually pretty valuable too. Are we really about to get Giannis at the trade deadline? That would be pretty wild, but... it may happen. We do have quite a bit of juice in this trade already. Are we really going to be going for... I think we're going to be able to land one of these three guys. So, Ivy, Tobias Harris, Ron Holland with the 2026 first, 2028 first. Now, I will say, trading for Giannis, now that I think about it, the spacing might be kind of atrocious if I do this because we'll have Asar, we'll have Jalen Duren. Yeah, the spacing might be kind of rough. Do I go Jaren Jackson instead? Does that make a little bit more sense? I kind of feel like it does. I feel like we could have gotten Giannis there, and maybe I should, but man, would the spacing be a little iffy if I did that. Jaren Jackson, though, the spacing would be a non-problem. So I actually do think Jaren Jackson makes a lot more sense here. Jaylen Brown also, don't get me wrong, that one's cool too. But I guess we're gonna leave Asar Thompson to the 3. Jaren Jackson probably makes the most sense realistically speaking. So I think we're gonna do that one instead. It shouldn't cost as much. So we're gonna have Tobias Harris's contract in here, and then we're gonna need a little bit more money here. But Tobias Harris, I think it is gonna be Jaden Ivey. So we'll probably throw Jaden Ivey in here. If we're not gonna pay, obviously, we're gonna be paying Jaren Jackson, so I don't think there's gonna be money to pay Jaden Ivey. So we'll do Tobias Harris 2026 first, 2028 first, but maybe we just move it to 1 first. We get Jaren Jackson, hope we turn things around. I guess we get Landale's contract, a little bit more in here. So maybe we expand this to Trey Lyles, who we just got, and then they could give us like one of their smaller contracts too. Cam Spencer. So what about this? Tobias Harris 2026 first, Ivy for Jackson. They don't quite agree to that. If I throw my not 2027 but 2028 in here, and they should, I think, accept that, and they do. Okay, so an aggressive trade to start things off, but you can't deny that adding Jaren Jackson to this team, I like it a lot. LeVert now gets to start, but Cade, LeVert, Asar, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Duren with Sasser, Ron Holland, Stewart, and, well, I don't really want Landale to play. We'll just give those minutes to Robinson right now, so let's do that. So Robinson will get those last few minutes, but I like that a lot. Giannis would have been fun, too, and I think we would have been able to pull that off, but spacing, it just would have been pretty bad. So I think the only thing I want to do while I'm here is extend some contracts. So like Asar and Sasser are asking for early contracts, and I think it makes sense to jump on them while we can. So I'm going to give Sasser something like this, and he's going to accept. So that's going to be a nice contract. And Asar, paying Asar, getting these guys paid earlier is going to allow us to have them cheaper right now, which is why I think we're jumping on this. And boom. Okay. So both those guys are locked up long term. No need to fix the rotation. But now we have Jaren Jackson and Cade with Duren, Asar, and LeVert right now. I like it a lot. We're only a play-in team right now. Hopefully we start to turn things around. But man, does this team become more dangerous with a Jaren Jackson added here. So let's see how we finish out. So at the end of year number 1, Shea wins MVP. Flag is your rookie of the year. Collier is your 6th man in Utah. You got Wimby defensive player. Keto is your most improved. And Luka is your clutch player. And Dagnall's your coach of the year. And executive goes to Zachary Staples. So here's your NBA first team. We got Shea, Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, and Steph. NBA second team with Edwards, Wimby, Sabonis, Mobley, and Embiid. Where is Cade? He is not on here. So I was kind of hoping to see Cade Cunningham, but not going to quite make it. But I will tell you, once we made that trade, we got super hot. As we saw, I told you guys at one point we were the 14th seed in the East. We finished up as the 6th seed, so that feels pretty good to finish that way. But man, do I really like this going forward. We have Asar, Jackson, Duren, Cade. I think the only position I'm not sold on going forward is the 2 guard, but LeVert didn't do too bad in this role. 14 points per game this season. We will definitely take that. Here are your stats. You had 25 from Cade and 24 from Jaren Jackson. I'm telling you guys, finding a guy, and one thing to not even, something to point out as well, is Jaren Jackson went to Michigan State, so it also makes sense there too, which is why I also like that trade a lot for us. So, will we beat the Raptors round 1? That I don't know, but we are going to definitely put up a fight if I had to guess. So, let's see how this is about to go. Game 1 is going to go to us, beat them by 1 on their floor in Toronto with a triple-double from Cade. Need a better Jaren Jackson game, but they even it up. And we win game 3, so we're back in Detroit now, and we got Jaren Jackson maybe playing a little bit better, but playoffs, he is been kind of a playoff dropper so far, so hopefully he turns up here, and game 4 is going to go to them. Okay, not Simcast Live. I almost clicked Simcast Live. I would have hated myself, but all right, let's see if we can't win game 5. I mean, we're fighting tooth and nail with the Raptors, which is a great sign. If we're able to win a series, I mean, I think that would go a long way, but right now we may be in trouble on doing that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go 8-man rotation now. So let's see if we can get 8 guys out here, and we'll see if we have what it takes to make something happen. So we got to win 2 in a row to stay alive. So let's see if we can win the first one in Detroit in a game 6. I feel like we will, but let's see if I'm wrong in that thinking. And I think we're going to go home in 6 games. Well, hold on. It looked like we're about to win. But no, we're going to go home in 6 again. But that's fine. Again, I like where we're at. I like where we're headed. But would have been nice to have, won a series this time around. We got the Timberwolves and the Knicks go on and win it all. But the one thing we do have is that Jaren Jackson, Cade, this whole team will get a whole offseason together, a whole training camp. The chemistry is going to develop, so that's what we're kind of hoping for. And then we're going to try to make some more moves here. So lottery time, we traded our 2026 pick, and thankfully we did get in the playoffs. The Grizzlies are going to be in the lottery, and look at that. They jump up to 2, so that's big for them. And they get 2 and 17 in this draft. Boston has the #1 overall pick, and then, yeah, so we don't have a pick in this draft anymore. Staff signing, Bickerstaff will remain the head coach. He's been in the playoffs twice now, so I think he deserves to stay for now. But if next year we get in and we don't, maybe win a series, then maybe we start to think about some things. But Duren's got to be paid this offseason. That's why we got in front of paying, Asar and Sasser, which is great. Robinson, of course, got paid $15 million a year, so that's still a thing. But I think for draft night, again, I don't think we have a pick at all. I mean, we have a second-round pick, so let's go see what we can maybe do there. The 16th overall pick, we got Malik Thomas. What else we got? We got, I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Bay. Then Morris Johnson, Cohen Carr. I don't know anything about these guys, but sure, we'll take Mr. Bay out of, Georgia Tech or whatever that said. So I'm just going to put him on a 2-way contract for now. Just kidding. I guess I'm not. And then here's your options. So Ron Holland and Bobby will go ahead and accept. And then Jalen Duren's a free agent. So, yeah, of course, we'll definitely look to re-sign him. He's our starting 5. Okay, so Duren's the only thing we'll be looking to do here for sure. We do have the ability to pay we don't need to pay. I mean, Whitmore's here too. McCollum, we got Washington. There are definitely some good free agents here. So what do we truly need? We got a Cade Sasser guard rotation, which I love, and then LeVert. I still think, obviously, our shooting guard spot is the main thing I want to upgrade. It'll be interesting to see if Chaz Lanier becomes something for us. I believe he's a good shooter out of Tennessee. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I know they gave him a 4-year deal, I believe. Or is it 3? No, it was 4. So Asar is still at the 3. Ron Holland and Jaren Jackson is still fine with me there. And then Isaiah Stewart still is back in 5. It's fine. So the only position I'm not completely sold on is a 2 guard, which was LeVert and Duncan Robinson. But I think what we may have to do there, we could give Cam Whitmore a contract, which I guess would be interesting going into the season. Just kind of take a flyer on him. I mean, if Washington decided to waive him for some reason, but I don't know. I think we need I think we need a more reliable shooter, so I don't think I'm going to go that route, and I don't really know if we have one. So I think the only thing we're going to do is we're going to just pay Jalen Duren, and we're going to take him to as far away as possible to day 12 and see if we can get him for as cheap as possible. And I think at the deadline, we'll explore the idea of maybe upgrading the shooting guard spot. So Durian is getting an offer sheet. Fortunately, it's only a 1-year deal, which is kind of disgusting, but I would have loved to have paid him a longer term deal, but what is, it is what it is on that front. We could pay CJ, who's, none to be good. Ooh, Isaiah Joe. Ooh, this one actually speaking to me. I think I'm going to give Isaiah Joe a 2-year deal. I like that one a lot. Even if he's not going to be a starter, him on the bench makes a ton of sense for this team. So I like that a lot. So now we have Dern up to an 87. Stewart's up to an 83. Ron Holland's an 84. We got LeVert down to a 79, and even Bobby's going up, and Lanier is slowly going up too. So I like to see that. That's great. Robinson going down to a 72 overall. So being able to play him is starting to become maybe an issue. So I think hopefully the deadline, we're going to get ourselves a sniper. I think that's what we need. We need a shooting guard who can shoot the hell out of the ball. We got Joe and Lanier to hopefully become that as well. But if we can find a guy that we can fully rely on for this season, I think that'd be the best thing we could possibly do. So I guess we're going to have to waive, I guess we'll just waive Tolo Smith, who's supposed to be on a 2-way anyway. But all right, let's get into year 2 and let's see what things are about to look like. I mean, 2K seems to be pretty high on us. Power rank has us 6th overall. Your proficiency is 3.5 perimeter centric. The pressure is going to be on JV Bickerstaff. This team needs to win a playoff series this year, in my opinion, for him to stay. So Cade Cunningham, LeVert, Asar, Jaren Jackson, Duran, Ron Holland, Stewart, Sasser, Isaiah. Well, we don't need to run an 8-man rotation, but 9-man, get Isaiah Joe some of those minutes. I feel good about that. Lanier, I'm still hoping he can continue to develop to become something, but deadline, I think LeVert might be a candidate that we may look to trade for, like a more reliable shooter is what I'm hoping for, but we'll have to see. The team should be good. Power rank has a 6th overall for a reason. Hopefully we don't get off to a slow start like last year. Let's get on a better start. If I decide to stop at the deadline to address that shooting guard spot, of course I will show you guys. Hopefully get ourselves a good shooter at the deadline, because that is what we need really badly. We're currently 28 and 22 at the trade deadline, and I am looking to make another move here. So once again, I need to, this is what I need to remove Giannis. Let's remove Giannis and let's add another target to this list. I had him and it said my list was full, so I was like, oh, you must be only to do 3 people, but we need to add Anthony Simons to the list as well. So here is our official target list. All these teams are rebuilding or selling. So Kispert is going to be the cheapest. Well, Connect technically salary-wise is cheaper, but probably going to be harder to trade for. Kispert would probably be the easiest one to trade for, let me say. Trey Murphy is probably my dream scenario here. Getting him off the Pelicans, though, is going to be a tough thing to do, but Grady Dick, Simons, Connect, Kispert, they all make sense. But I think Trey Murphy is by far my favorite one to try to pry away. One thing that's interesting about the Trey Murphy thing, at least here in 2K, is it says Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, and Tobias Harris are all on the trade block. So if that is the case, and we can get to Trey Murphy's salary, sign me up. So he's making a decent amount of money over the next few years. But again, if we got Trey Murphy on this team, forget it. This team is going to be dangerous. So I'm willing to offer Ron Holland, I think, in this scenario. I know it's quite a bit to give up, but if we get Trey Murphy, man, this team is going to be so damn good. So LeVert, Ron Holland, and again, Trey Murphy is not going to be an easy thing to get off the Pelicans. So that's why I'm okay with doing this. Do we get Sadiq Bey, who's a former Piston, or do we got to go cheaper? So let's say it's Makovich, I guess. So LeVert and Ron Holland for Trey Murphy, and let's say we threw our 2030 first in here because we traded our 2026 and 2028. So we're all in. So let's see what they say, and they agree. That was easier than it should have been. So we get our shooter. Trey Murphy is now on the team, so we can remove these guys. Man, I love that. That is going to make our team so damn good. So Trey Murphy at the 2 guard is going to go down to an 82, but I might fix that because I think that's dumb. Well, it's just, I want him to start the 2 obviously for a reason, but Cade, Trey Murphy, Asar Thompson, Jaren Jackson, Duran, Stewart, Sasser, Joe, and then obviously Makovich does need to play. At low-key, might just go ahead and throw, yeah, because Stewart's our backup center still. I think I might just throw Chaz Lanier these minutes. Why not? Let's see what he can do. We'll give Lanier these minutes instead, and let's give him the rest of the season to figure out what he can do. But Trey Murphy, with the spacing added to what we have right now, I like it. I like it. So let's see how it goes. We're all in on this team right now, so let's see if it pays off. That's what we need to see. We need Bickerstaff to have a successful run this year, and if he doesn't, we're going to be disappointed. So Luka Doncic is in a Clippers jersey and wins MVP. DeBan's his rookie of the year in Memphis. Laravi is your 6th man in an LA uniform. Wemby is your depoy. Most improved goes to Tyson, and Tatum's your clutch player. Finch is your coach of the year, and Hobson goes to executive on the Mavericks. So I said that backwards, but you get the point. So here's your All-NBA first team. Do we get a Cade appearance this time? Yes, we do. So Cade makes All-NBA third team. 26 points per game, 5 and 6. Almost 50, 40, 90. So I love that. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. Jaren Jackson representing. Love to see that too. So we are the third seed in the East. So we are backwards from what we usually have been, where we've been the 6th seed. So we had 26 from Cade, 22 from Jaren Jackson, 13 from Duren, 12 from Trey Murphy, 12 from Sasser, 9 from Asar with 6 rebounds and 5 assists, 9 and 7 from Stewart, 7 and 2 from Isaiah Joe, 6 from Lanier, and 3 from Makovich. So let's see if we can go on to beat the Brooklyn Nets, who are always a sneaky good team. They have our former, Piston Malik Beasley, which we'll see what ends up happening with his career if he does be, is found guilty or whatever. So game 1 is going to go to West. That's a good start. Again, I need to see a playoff series win under Bickerstaff, and so far we're off to a great start unless we blow a 3-0 lead and we beat them in 5. So beautiful start, and now we get to play Indiana or Boston. It is going to be the Pacers, so obviously Halliburton is back. Their new center is Isaiah Jackson, who they just paid. Not much, so we'll see if he turns into like their long-term 5. I assume they'll eventually make a move to fix that. But yeah, I mean, obviously this team was just in the finals not that long ago, so this is going to be a tough matchup, but I'm up for the challenge. These two teams have a familiar past, so game 1 is going to go to West. Get a good start in Indy, and we're going to go up 2-0. So we win both games on their floor, and we're going to win game 3 as well. And now we got a big game 5, but the Pacers have won 2 straight. So let's wake up and finish them off here, hopefully, in game 6. And let's see if that's what's going to happen. Very close game, but I would have loved to avoid a game 7. And Bickerstaff not only is going to win a playoff series, he's going to win 2 playoff series. And now we get to play Atlanta in the conference finals. So now we get San Antonio or Dallas. So now we have Trae Young, Daniels, Riche, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Ellis, Alexander Walker, Kobe Buffkin, Nate, and Yabusele. So obviously, I'm going to give a lot of respect to the Hawks. So let's simcast game 1. So let's see if we can't win game 1 in Detroit. I mean, we may be able to punch our ticket to the finals here, and we are going to blow out the Hawks in game 1. So great start. Give the Hawks a lot of respect, especially in the 2K sim. They're kind of dangerous. So they're starting to listen to our, they still want to put Makovich in over Lanier, but I think Lanier's done a great job. I think things have gone well, and I need to see how he's playing in the playoffs, by the way. So how is he doing right now? So very young, or I guess not really young, but he's the young. I mean, look, 39% from 3 in the playoffs, which is what we want. This is why he's getting minutes. All right, so we're up 2-0. So let's not go away from that. Now we need to win in Atlanta to hopefully take the 3-0 lead and take command and control. Let's see if we can make it happen. We do have the lead most of the game, but the Hawks are trying to come back, and we're up 3-0. Beat them in 4? No. Beat them in 5? Yes, we're in the finals. Okay. So year 2 finals. Now, we've been a very aggressive team. Again, but this team, it fits so well. I love what we did. Again, Giannis would have been beautiful. But when I started thinking fit, right when I was doing it, I'm like, man, Jaren Jackson with Cade, Asar, Duren, then we add Trey Murphy to this equation. I don't think the Pistons could get, that in real life, but man, would it be beautiful if they were able to. We got San Antonio or Dallas, and funny enough, I'd rather play the Spurs because we all know what the Dallas Mavericks are on the 2K sim than like the first 3 years of their life. So give me San Antonio. I'd rather have them. Dallas is probably going to smoke us if we play them. I feel like we actually have a fighter's chance maybe against San Antonio, but San Antonio ain't going to be easy either, but I think we'd have a chance. So we do get to play the Spurs, so I get my wish. So we'll see if it goes in our way. So they got Caleb Wilson and Wemby as their front court, Dylan Harper off the bench, who hopefully, as you guys are watching this, is making his summer league debut today. But game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us. Dude, I think this team just fits so damn well. We're up 3-0. Oh boy, no, we're not doing this. Do not blow the 3-0 lead. We've come this far. Oh boy. Okay, come on, hang on. Game 7 or game 6. Let's avoid a game 7, please. Rather, it's a very close game. But if we hang on to this, we're gonna be champions. The 106 to 108. All we need to do is hang on. That's it. That's all I'm asking for right now. We want a championship in year 2. I'm gonna watch. I feel like I can already feel the pressure, and I don't want it. So let's put the controller down and let's watch these boys cook. You guys have done a great job. Let's continue it. So Cade's gonna have Castle, and Cade is going to just shoot a floater. Does not go in though. So Castle with good defense. Got Dylan Harper, Wemby on the floor, Stewart right now, and Duren on the floor together. And oh gosh, yeah, that's Stewart looks so tiny compared to Wemby right now. It's actually wild. So it's 108, 108. Man, I do not want to go to game 7. I was feeling so good after we got off to a very fast start. Cade, I need you to cook. Cade, you had a layup, but hey, he makes it. I thought Cade could have gotten around Castle with a layup there, but he takes the midi and he still puts it in. So no complaints from me, but now we need to stop at defensive end. So come on. We got, again, this matchup is horrible. And Wemby maybe will bail us out with a bad shot, but probably going to get it back to him. So Grimes is going to shoot. Wow. Oh my gosh. What a wasted opportunity. I'm about to say, with Wemby not shooting, I'll take this, but they get the offensive putback. Cade is going to have the ball here. We need a big offensive possession here. Jaren Jackson is in the corner. Master's on the floor. Looks like Cade's going to take this clock down, which I do like. It's going to be 110 to 110. 7 seconds. Cook Castle. He does. Oh my gosh, Cade. Let's go. See, if I was playing, that never would have happened. That would have never happened. But now we need to stop. I really hope Stewart's off the floor now because he was just getting bullied. So yeah, he is. So we got our starters out there now. I like this a little bit better. Duran. All right, Fox is going to have the ball. He's going to get to Wemby down low. Wemby's going to tie it, isn't he? Wemby, he misses. Oh my gosh, we won the championship. Let's go. Year 2 championship. Lovely. Wemby almost tied it. It rims in and out. But year number 2, we're bringing home a title to Detroit. Beautiful stuff. We're going to go for a second time in a row for another championship. But man, this team just fits so perfectly, man. Like the fit, I love it. The Wemby is going to go home. The Spurs are going to go home. Man, what a great start to this rebuild. Year 2 years just being ultra aggressive, and it results in this, which is great. Chaz Lanier, I believe that is his, dreads are poking out of his hair or his hat, which is kind of funny. But Cade's going to be the Finals MVP, it looks like. But this team wins the championship, which is great. But we're going to go for a second one in a row, hopefully. So, but beautiful stuff, man. To get a championship out of the way already feels great. And now let's get to the offseason, man, because that's just hopefully a start. Finals MVP goes to Cade. I said Bickerstaff needed to win a playoff series. He wins a damn championship, so his job is definitely safe. So lottery time. We've been aggressive with our, pick pursuit. The Bulls, it says the Blazers have it, they have the Blazers pick, but that's not true. It's not supposed to be like that. We have the 30th pick, so we'll try to hit on that as well. Bickerstaff, I mean, after that, I think it's safe to say the man deserves an extension. So we're going to give him an extension, and I'm going to go fix that Bulls and Blazers pick, and we'll go pick at number 30. So now we're in the 2027. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I accidentally just skipped to the end. I meant to send him my pick, but whatever. So pick 30, we got Hunter Greer. I mean, the odds of this guy contributing in this video were very slim anyway. But yeah, so we got Hunter Greer, which I'll go ahead and sign him. We had a couple of early seconds as well. Can we two-way some of them? We can. All right, so Stewart, I think we're going to go ahead and accept, and then we'll decline. Actually, no, it's only $2 million. Let's accept it. So accept all, or that was Bobby's hair that was poking out. That was not Chaz Lanier. So Makovich, I have no plans to bring him back because we just accepted Stewart's contract. So we got Paul Reed and Jalen Duren. So we know Jalen Duren, he got a, offer from, well, who was it? I forgot who it was now, but it was only for 1 year. So securing him again makes a lot of sense. And I think that's all we're going to be able to do. This team is now very, very expensive, but that's fine. I mean, we won a championship. We got what we wanted. So there's going to be no movement from me this offseason. The moves we have made have resulted in what we wanted. The one thing we're hoping for is to have Lanier have a bigger role here and just some of the other young guys to develop even more. So Duren's up to an 88, 85 Trey Murphy, 86 Asar. Bobby is up. I guess Makovich is back. And Lanier is only up to 76, and you got Bay is up. But yeah, we'll have to see who's, cracking the rotation. We know what the starting five is going to be. The bench, remains to be seen, but it'll probably be a combination of Stewart. I guess we can move Stewart to the 4 technically and have Makovich part of the starting or the backup unit if we wanted to. But I just go with Chaz Lanier again. I mean, that seemed to work last time. So we'll see, though. Let's get in the rotation for year number 3, and let's go see if we can go back-to-back championships, man, which is something I haven't done, and I don't even know how long. That would be cool if we could, but we'll see. The opponent has us 9th overall here as the defending champion, so let's go see what this is about to look like. We obviously, like I said, know our starting 5, so Cade, Murphy, Asar, Jaren Jackson, Duren, with Sasser, Stewart, Makovich, Isaiah Joe. But again, what's Bobby looking like? Well, he hasn't played much at all, so let's see what he's got an A- 3-point shot. Don't really know what he is, truly, so I guess we could go ahead and give him the minutes over Makovich. So yeah, I guess that's what we'll go ahead and do. Lanier was playing last year, so is it, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing? Maybe it is. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna give Lanier these minutes instead. Like I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it, I guess is the approach I'm gonna go with. We get some shooting off the bench there. I don't know what Bobby is, so we'll run this again. 0-0 right now, and we're all about defending the championship. We went back to back. If we win 2 times in a row, then maybe we have to go for the 3-peat. But let's focus on just trying to win this year at least, and maybe get back to back. So far, we're off to a good start in the regular season. So at the end of this season, Shea's going to win MVP. Would have loved to have seen like a Cade Cunningham here. That would have been cool, but not going to happen. Arenas is in Miami winning Rookie of the Year. Boozer is your 6th man. Wemby's your depoy. Yakachon is your most improved, and Flags your clutch player, and Mark is your coach of the year, and Phillips goes to executive. We got All-NBA first team Shea. We do not have Cade on All-NBA first team, not on All-NBA second either, but Ahmed Thomas making All-NBA second for the Rockets. And we do get Cade All-NBA third team, so I'll at least take that. Very good season from him again. Do we get an offensive nod? Yes, we do. Jaren Jackson again. Noah Star Thompson, though, which sucks. I would have loved to have seen him on here too, but not going to be the reality of the situation. But we are the first seed in the East again, so or I guess not again, it's our first time. Things have gone well. 25 from Cade, 20 from Jaren Jackson, 14 from Murphy, 14 from Sasser, 14 and 11 from Duren, 10 from Lanier, so he's having himself a good season, and then Isaiah Stewart 8 and 6 from Isaiah Joe, 9 from Asar Thompson. Okay, so round 1, we get to play the Toronto Raptors, who obviously gave us trouble in that very first season. So as the first seed, you know, I would hope we beat them this time, and it looks like we will. So do we run the East so far? Unless, no, we beat them in 5. Okay. Now we get to play the Cavs. So Cleveland Cavaliers, who have Garland, Mitchell, Hunter, Mobley, Allen. So see him starting 5. Tyson now getting some role. Branham, we got traded to the Wizards in real life. And you got Craig Porter, Luke, and Kendrick Williams. So let's see how this is about to go. Game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. And they win Game 3. They win Game 4. Okay, so big Game 5 that I feel as we need a simcast. It looked like we were about to take control, but the Cavs will, unfortunately, I guess, take a 3-2 lead here, so that's not good. All right, I think what we got to do now is we go in 8-man rotation, right? We have to, I feel like. So that puts Isaiah Joe, so that leaves, you know, Lanier and Makovich out of it. So Game 6 to force a Game 7. We got to win on the road. Let's see if we have what it takes to do that. So we are going to have a chance force a Game 7, and I think we have done that. So we do. 120 to 101. Sasser, the big scorer there. We got the 7-seeded Knicks awaiting one of us. If we get out of here, we have a chance to go back-to-back to the finals, and it looks like we will. So the Cavs give us some trouble, but it doesn't matter. 120 to 127. Victory goes our way. Do I keep it? No. We'll go back to 9-man rotation, and again, I'm going to continue to roll with Mr. Lanier. So let's do that, and let's see if we can't get to the finals again. The New York Knicks at this point, no Mavericks on the other side either. Keon Ellis, AJ Griffin, Brunson, Mikal, OG, Josh Hart, and Cat. So Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. The Knicks are going to tie the series, though. So, okay, they're back in it. So let's see if we can't win Game 5. The Knicks and the Cavs giving us some issues here, but it looks as if we may be able to win this Game 5 and take control. We will. Can we win Game 6? Yes, we do. And now we get to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. So this is go back-to-back champions. So the Thunder, of course, paid, you know, Chet and J-Dub and now Shea. How is Hardenstein still on this roster? I have no idea. I guess he got declined, and then they got Boozer added to this team as well. So that's terrifying. And they got Sorber still. Okay. This will be a tough series, but we do drop Game 1. We tie it up. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us. So we got a back-and-forth game so far. A Cade versus Shea finals would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? So, but this is back and forth. We try to go back-to-back here. We are going to steal Game 5. It looked like they were going to take it, but we steal it. And now for Game 6 to go back-to-back NBA Finals champions. Like I said, it's been a long time that I feel like since I've been able to say that. But it looks like we're going to a Game 7. Oh, wait a minute. Game 7 is happening. Okay, Game 7. This is going to be fun. Game 7. I think we go 8-man rotation, though. 8-man rotation, Game 7. Back in Detroit as well. Or no, it's an OKC. Sorry. So Game 7 to go back-to-back champions. You know, honestly, if this is a close game, we may just have to end it on this note. Going for the 3-piece sounds cool and all, but I don't know. I don't want to ruin it. Like, I think we ended on that, man. I'm going to end it on a good note because I feel like we go for the 3P. It's not going to work. So I'm going to end it on the 2P. Back-to-back champions, Detroit Pistons. So 3P, I feel like it would be greedy. I don't know. I may be just scared, but I want to end it on a good note. So I love what we did with this team, man. This was a damn good roster we put together. These guys fit really well. Of course, I made 2 additions. The team was kind of mainly here, but adding Isaiah Joe was nice. Getting Jaren Jackson and Trey Murphy was just absolute blessing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a ton of fun. One of my favorite rebuilds I've done in a while. Of course, going back to back, that was really cool. So I'll see you on the next one, though. Have a great rest of your weekend. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.